Hey friends, Allison here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you a new traveler's notebook layout that I created. I created a layout for prompt 6 of my Pieces of Me traveler's notebook album that I'm working on. The prompt for this story is full body. This photo is the closest I could get to a full body shot of myself, and I thought this would be a prime opportunity to share a story about my journey with self-care and deciding to make some changes and start moving. So that's what this story is about. I'm using some acetate numbers from Elle Studio to mark the story number. They are dark blue, and I use my mini stapler to staple them to the layout base. The layout base was cut from some pattern paper from Cocoa Vanilla Studio Daydream, I do believe. I actually end up using a mix of products, both from Cocoa Vanilla. I use Daydream, and then I use some ephemera and actually puffy stickers from the These Days collection. I found that the colors in both those collections from Cocoa Vanilla were really similar, and so I thought that they would work well together to tell the story. So once I have my numbers stapled, I do trim off what's hanging off the page of the acetate numbers. A little bit more of the number 6 was trimmed off than should have, so it's kind of hard to tell what number it is, especially with the little banner that's going over top of it. I made that with my Cricut. I used the draw or the write and cut function. I used my Cricut to write the word full body, and then I used it to cut the banner from it. That was adhered over top of the numbers with my ATG. And now I'm pulling in one of the puffy stickers from the These Days collection. I did try using one of the ephemera butterflies first from that collection, but it was way too big, and then I thought that I would end up likely cutting off too much of the butterfly, and I didn't want to do that, so opted for the puffy sticker because they are smaller, and I think that worked well. Next, I took another piece of pattern paper from the Daydream collection. I used the pink pattern paper with hearts on it, trimmed it down to 3 by 4 inches, and then printed my journaling onto it. My journaling, because I was asked, is typically always typed in the American typewriter font. If you have been around for a while on my channel, you know that I love typewriter fonts, and my absolute favorite of at least the typewriter fonts that I have in my stash, the American typewriter is by far my favorite. When I am typing and printing my journaling, if I'm stamping, it's still typewriter fonts, but different typewriter fonts. Okay, so I used my ATG to glue that to my layout base as well. The layout base, I didn't mention earlier, but I should have, is trimmed down to 3 by 8 inches. That's going to make up one page of my layout, and then my photo, which I also printed at 3 by 8 inches, is going to make the other page. So in the end, this is going to be a double page spread, which is fun. In my past life in scrapbooking, when I was doing 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts, I was not really much of a double page scrapbooker, but I'm finding on the much smaller canvases, as in 6 by 8 and smaller, I have no problem doing double page layouts. Go figure. So now I'm working on the bottom of this page. I knew that I wanted to use the little banner, which I attached to the layout below the journaling with my liquid glue. And then I also added a puffy sticker phrase from the puffy sticker sheet and a butterfly as well. And at the moment, I can't tell. I'm pretty sure it was a puffy sticker, but I can't remember at the moment. Now I'm working on my second page. So like I said, it is a full page photo printed at 3 by 8 inches. I'm going to use this really pretty floral cluster from These Days. I'm going to use my ATG to glue that to the photo, and then this phrase over top of it, which says the good stuff. And I thought that worked so good to go along with my story. So I use my ATG to glue that together as well. And last but not least, I'm going to add that yellow heart in the blank space with the cluster. I decided before I glued everything together, I turned the camera off and was playing around with placement, whether or not I wanted my photo on the left-hand side of the spread or on the right. In the end, I don't think it would really matter, just because of the way that I'm positioned in the photo. But I decided to keep it on the left-hand side, which is what my original plan was all along. When I sat down to design this layout in Cricut Design Space, the photo was on the left-hand side and then everything else was on the right. So I'm gluing everything down. I'm going to attach that little heart with my Tombow Mono liquid glue, and this layout is complete. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you enjoyed my Pieces of Me series. If you are just catching it now, I will leave the link to it in the description box down below so that you can catch all the videos. And in the very near future, I will be actually doing a little flip through of my album as well, so stick around for that. Here's the close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will be back again soon. Bye, friends.